You're now diving into the fish tank.
Sitting down with Seth living, OJ, Juice Man,
Welcome back to the Fish Tank right here on the Miami Dolphins Podcast Network. Seth Levitt with my main man, OJ McDuffie. Juice, how we feeling this morning?
What's up, Big Seth?
Everything is lovely. DJ Priest, you feeling good?
I'm feeling good, man. How are you?
I'm great. So, Juice, we are stepping into uncharted waters here in the tank.
Yes.
You know, every guest that has been in the tank has played for the Dolphins, has worked for the Dolphins, has covered the Dolphins. But we're I guess some might say enemy territory. I don't look at it that way because I love this guy. But we are bringing in none other than Bart Scott, former Jet, former Raven, and a guy who said a whole lot of shit during that time and currently now in his role as a media personality.
Yeah,
Bart,
he's covered some Dolphins too, Seth. He's covered some Dolphins too.
Yeah, he's covered some Dolphins. You're right. That's a good point. In a whole other way, he's covered some Dolphins. Bart, how you feeling, man?
I feel good, man. I'm glad we can get security clearance, man. I can be over. I don't know if I'm the Sith Lord or I'm the Jedi, but I'm glad to be on the fish tank today with you guys, man. It's been real, man. Thank you for giving me an excuse to have a life in the midst of this pandemic. It's like what's the movie with Will Smith when all he had was a German Shepherd? That's kind of how I feel right now.
I Am Legend. Yeah.
Yeah, I am Legend. I feel like I am Legend around here, man. So
and that's interesting too, because you don't know if he was really the good guy or the bad guy. So it's kind of like what you're talking about. I see what you're doing. That's kind of deep, Bart.
You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, I get philosophical in this thing. I read a book or two, and I feel like I get in my feelings and stuff. I feel like I'm next level intellectual until I realize that everybody else read that book a long time ago.
You look stationary now. Not necessarily in the studio that you expected to be in, but we appreciate you making it work, man.
I don't even know where I'm at, man. I don't even understand my surroundings, bro. I mean, just to get the audience a little panoramic view, you know what I'm saying? I'll act like I have a jib or something like that. Bam, check that out. I'm in enemy territory for you, too.
Yes.
You're a UPS guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm sitting up here in the back room of FedEx where they take the people that steal. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't steal nothing. But they allow me to use the facilities. You know what I'm saying?
You sure you didn't tell them that?
Not yet.
Hey, that's where they take it,
too.
too. So if you go in and make color copies, but you tell them you made black and white and you try and save that 90 cents per copy, they bring you in that back room.
Oh, yeah, they take you back here like shoe program, 24-hour lockdown. You know what I'm saying? I might see if I can get some of this smart water and some of this. It look like this is where they restock all their things that they sell. You know what I'm saying? I might get some chips.
And it looked like you personally, I think the Ravens during your 7 years played Miami 5 times during your career, but I think you might have missed one of those games. So it looks like you played in 4 regular season games against the Dolphins. But you only won one of them. You only won one of them. But then when shit turned
to one. When it got real.
In regular season. Season. But when shit turned to the postseason, it was kind of like men against boys. So what was going on there? Why were the Ravens such a tough matchup for the Dolphins of that era?
Well, in the playoffs, it's different, right? Playoff mode, we had a veteran team. We had a team that kind of had a lot of, Hall of Famers on it. We kind of understand how to set the tempo when it's time for playoff time.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, man, you talk about Seattle Seahawks, you talk about their 12th man. Nobody has a greater 12th man than the Miami Dolphins.
Really?
South Beach is undefeated. South Beach is undefeated, bro. It is hard to focus when you leave in Baltimore and you go down to the Sunshine State, man. You got distractions all over the place. You planning it out. We know how it is. Guys already have their. Listen, I've never seen more people with more ecstatic to go to a strip club before nightfall than any other place in the world, man. Like, listen, if I can run to the strip club, have some fun, spend some bread, come back, go to the team meeting, and go back to the strip club
for a bed check.
Hey, so you like just keep my tab open? Keep my tab open. I'll be back.
I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. Somebody sit down and say, "You leaving, big dog?" No, bro, that's my seat, bro. But that's why we were always struggling down there, and always, you had to load up on your pickle juice. You just think you coming from an environment where it's cold, you got wind chill, and then you go here, man, and you damn near like frying like a piece of bacon. And what y'all do is y'all make sure that we have to wear the hot jersey.
That's right.
That's on the other side.
That's right.
All the fat guys, like they out there sizzling like bacon. Like I can't catch my breath. Y'all over there in the shade. Y'all over there feeling good because y'all been laying out. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is, like that first cold day of the fall or that first hot day of the spring. you got to adjust to it, man. It was hard to adjust, man. It's an unfair advantage. They should force y'all to make a dome and make sure y'all have a sliding roof. You guys should have the number one advantage, not only about South Beach, but because of the elements, because the half of the people that come there are coming from a place cold in November, December, and y'all should be able to jump out, no huddle, and be able to get it.
Hey, something we did take serious is 2008 season, man. You know, when you guys actually handled us twice that year, you know, but that was the year where you brought out the Wildcat, you know, and we saw how the Finns went up in New England and what they did to those guys. And, you know, we've never seen anything like that. We beat them like that. But, you know, what did you guys think of that new offense when you saw it? I mean, you guys were stacked in your position, linebackers. How did you guys feel about the Wildcat?
Well, I mean, first of all, whenever you got Ricky Williams in anything, I mean, him with a head start, you trying to be flat-footed and catch up with them. It was all about deception. But the thing is, you know, us having Rex Ryan, he was a guy that, you know, I mean, think about his encyclopedia of information from every type of offense. And the fact that it was an older offense that had been created a long time ago that maybe the rest of the league hadn't really seen. You know, Rex just dialed up some of the concepts from his dad because he can call his dad and remember and break it down for what it really is. Basically what this was like a wing T form of an option, right? And it forced you to play 11 on 11. But the thing was, because Ronnie couldn't throw, you know, accurately, we can kind of hedge our bet that if he did throw once or twice, as long as we had kind of like some type of semblance of somebody in the area, that we could make the play, especially when you had the greatest ball hawk of all times with Ed Reed back there, right, making sure that he made everybody right. So what we did is we made sure no matter what that our perimeters and our edges was always set. And then we understood that when the motion was coming, you guys were just basically trying to outflank us. So no matter what, we had a defense called Flipper and Dolphin, right? And what happened is we understood that we couldn't give you guys the same dose, like the same thing, because y'all would figure out the blocking scheme and change it up. So we had a certain automatic blitz to a certain formation, to a certain personnel grouping. So we understood that, you know, for the most part, you know, one was going to be a power with an extra puller, with maybe Ricky getting to the perimeter, kicking somebody out or coming down, and it basically turned to Ronnie Brown being 11 on 11. What people don't realize when you play against a team, the quarterback is really obsolete. He doesn't matter because once he hands the ball off, he's dead. So what happens is it's basically 10 against 11, and the defender always has a free person. So you're always going to have a guy in case somebody misses. You're going to have somebody that can be the extra guy, the free hitter. But when you have 11 on 11, when you have the Wildcat, then now one guy gets cut off, and you decide not to block a backside guy, and you gain the advantage by getting yourself an extra guy, say by pulling a guy. You let a guy, the right side defensive end, the right side safety go. You're essentially now you have 11 on 8. And if somebody gets cut off and somebody can't get over the top and make a play, then everybody has to beat their one-on-one matchups. Then now you have big explosive plays. So what we always try to do is change the math. If Ricky was coming in this motion, we knew that nobody flat-footed can get there. So what we wanted to make sure, instead of chasing from inside out from linebackers, make sure that we were always having power inside, outside, in. That way we had the ability to make sure that the Dolphins couldn't cut the defense.
Let's back up one year to 2007. So 07 was the absolute low point in this franchise's history, okay? We start off at 13, finish the year 1-15. You know, it's just a horrible season that we don't like to relive. But since you are here,
Camera Zero, what's his name?
It was that one game.
Camera Zero.
What's the dude? Yeah, Camera Zero.
Camarillo, man. We love
Camera Zero.
We love some great Camarillo. So let's talk about that, man. So for a lot of reasons, that had to be a frustrating day for you, I'd imagine. But what I'm curious about is, number one, as a defensive player, when you see that, you know, you're playing this team that's 0-13. You've got the ball. I think it was Jamal Lewis in the backfield, and you've got the ball on the 1-yard line there. You know, how pissed off were you that you guys didn't go for it on 4th down?
Crazy, man, because, like, first of all, we weren't going nowhere anyway, so who cares? You know what I mean? But you don't really want to give a team that don't want to go down in the history books. I mean, I think the Lions, I don't know if it was Dan Orlovsky Lions.
Lions came afterwards. No.
That was Brian Billick's last year too, man. It was like, man, like he had to go after that. You know, like why not go for a 4th down? Like who cares? It's the Dolphins. Like when neither team are going anywhere and the U-Haul's already packed, You know what I'm saying? Everybody got the pies in the front yard. I was like, what the hell? Like, why do we have to stay out here any longer than we have to? Go for it on 4th down. Let's get the hell up out of here and let's go, man.
Right.
This was a team that didn't want to be embarrassed by, being an 0 for whatever team. Could you imagine if that would have happened? The Dolphins would have been on both ends of the spectrum. Been a team, only team go undefeated, the only team to never win a game. Like, nobody wants to be in the history books for that.
That was the talk all year long. Yeah, that was the talk.
And it was like, man, and then your win comes against a credible organization. It's different if your win came against the Cleveland Browns or came against that time the Arizona Cardinals, came against the Baltimore Ravens. Man, disrespectful, man. Like, that's what happens when you underestimate an opponent. And it was like one of those things. It was the 12th man again. Guys coming out, they were lethargic. What happens is when you have a team that's desperate, that has their backs against the wall, and coming out and playing with extra effort, and you kind of went through the motions all week. That's what happens. You let them hang around long enough, they believe that they can win. And that's what we did. Instead of putting them away and kind of, putting that doubt in their head early, that's what happens when sometimes you have teams that lose focus. That's really what happened. And listen, Camazero, Ed Reed, I remember the play. I think I was supposed to be taking a slant. He told me to take the blitz or something, and he tried to jump the slant. And Ed Reed, he's so damn good. He's so damn smart. He jumped it early. So he jumped the slant, the 3-step, and then he threw it behind. Like 5 seconds. Then you're like, where the hell is Ed? The slant, this dude ran for it was 40 yards?
Oh, it was longer than that.
Longer than that.
Camazero ran one of these lazy-ass routes. And Ed Reed read it 25 minutes early. He jumped it, and next thing you know, you're watching this dude kick it, hit his head on the goalpost.